Hey, do you want a kick serve that can get up and jump out of the opponent's strike zone to where you're just getting nice, easy knockoff volleys or big forehands you can put away? Well, we all want that nice kick serve, but a lot of people have trouble with it. In fact, as I teach people, it's one of the biggest serves that they struggle with. So today I'm going to be playing one of my most popular videos on the kick serve that really helped a lot of people. The reason we're doing this is we're getting ready to kick off for a 7-day serve obsession challenge. So make sure you wait till the end of this video so you can learn how you can not only join it, get awesome training that's going to transform your serve, but also win some money. But in the meantime, enjoy this video on the kick serve. Hey guys, this is Peter Freeman from Crunch Time Coaching, and welcome to my ultimate guide to kick serve video. So if you've been struggling to master that elusive kick, get that ball to bite and bounce away from your opponent, you're gonna love this video because we're really gonna take our time and teach you step by step all the necessary components you're gonna need to have a great kick serve. Plus, we're gonna go over some general tips that if they've been presented the wrong way or you've misinterpreted them, they might be the very reason you're struggling to master this kick serve. And also, the great thing is if you follow this video step by step, it's not going to require you to become any more athletic. It's not going to require you to have any more skill. And we're going to give you some drills at the end, my 3X kick serve drills, that's going to be able to have you go out today, practice them, and see noticeable improvement on your kick serve. So if you're ready, let's get started. All right guys, so before we get into the how to hit a kick serve, I want to really be thorough and get into the what and why. First of all, why a kick serve? Why do we want to spend a lot of time trying to master this kick serve? So what I want to show you right here is I'm standing by our camera, and you can see it's pretty much shoulder height with me right now. So if you can imagine, if you're able to take that serve and actually get it about this high or even over this camera here like I'm going to try and do, then you can imagine what that's doing to your opponent as they're trying to return the serve. And again, besides even just serving volleying, which I already pointed out, which is great for doubles or singles, another big advantage is even if you like to stay back, a lot of times you're going to get a very weak return because as balls get above people's shoulders, that's when they start to lose strength in their ability to hit a strong return because they're losing power the higher the ball goes. So let's take a look at a couple of these kick serves. Now we're beginning to understand why a kick serve, and we're kind of getting the what too, but I also really want to help you guys, before we get too much in the instruction, how you identify if you're actually hitting a kick serve, because so many of the people that I coach, one of their biggest questions when we're working on our serve is, did that kick? Was that a kick serve? And most of the time my answer, unfortunately, I'd love to say yes, it's no. And the way you can really tell if you're hitting a kick serve is, first of all, not only the height of which it bounces, but how it breaks. If I'm a lefty here serving on the do side, so I want my kick serve to break out. You're looking for a break out and not a break in move. So you see we got the camera there, And what happens too often is people are trying to get that serve to break out, they're trying to get it to bounce up, and what happens is that serve ends up breaking in and they end up slicing the ball. Sometimes it has a bit of slice kick to it, and again, I'm going to give you a drill here at the end to make sure that they're all breaking out for you. It's easier to do than you think it is. I'm going to show you how to prevent it, but let's take a look right now at serves that are going to be breaking out as opposed to breaking in on the kick serve. So the first thing we want to talk about before we even hit serves is we want to make sure we're in the right grip. We don't want to take that for granted, and we want to be in the continental grip. And so I'm here shaking hands with it. If you do not have this continental grip, you're not going to be able to hit a kick serve. I even like, if you want to be more aggressive, you can kind of go over even to an Eastern backhand grip here, and that's going to open up the strings more. Now, the reason why this is important is if you have this grip right here, it's going to be impossible to put the friction on the ball that we're going to get into a little later that you're going to need for that kick serve. You want to put some friction here. Otherwise, if you're holding it like this, very hard to actually accurately put that friction on the ball. The pie just doesn't work like that. That's why people who have what I call a frying pan grip, they're limited. They can only really go through the tennis ball. And if you're just going through the tennis ball, you're not going to be able to make that ball bounce very high. You can hit it hard, but it's going to hit and stay low and go through the court. We want the ball to bounce up and kick away from our opponent. So you want that continental grip. It looks like this. One of the things I like to do is tell my students is when they're ready to serve that they're showing their strings to their opponent a little bit. You see that? If I'm hiding them down like this shows me I've got a beginner kind of hack grip. But I'm opening it kind of like Ronich style. Now that really can help me develop a lot more kick or slice into a serve as I go to hit it. Okay, so now let's get into the how, all right? And you might want to get a pen, a notepad, take notes on your computer, because we're about to go through the ultimate guide right here on how to start mastering that kick serve, and we're not going to leave any stone left unturned here. So first of all, I want you to pay attention to your stance. Stance is very important. You don't want to skip this step. Do not skip the stance. So many people, when they're going, they have the wrong stance. They're either here with their legs even. Some people are like this. I really want you to take your toe here, the back toe, and I want you to bring it. If you really want to get an awesome kick serve, guess what? We're going to bring it outside our foot here. Boom. We're going to get wider. Now, why am I going to do that? I don't want to be all the way Johnny Mac style. That might be too hard to bring it back to the court. But I'm on the opposite, just outside the end of my foot here is where this toe is going to go. And the reason why I want that is it's going to add extra torque. If you ever watched Stefan Edberg serve, he came back like this, right? Came back. A lot of the great servers who have that big kick do that, okay? So coming back here is loading up the core, and as I'm getting ready, now I can start to take all this energy and push up and out through the kick serve. That's going to give that ball the extra bite and bounce. Also, angling my body this way is going to help the ball break more. The more I'm standing here and going, there's just a greater chance I'm going to come kind of around the ball and hit more of a slice serve. The thing that's really going to help give that kick serve the bite and the bounce you want is by the legs and the weight in the legs here, and that you want both legs to be sinking down. I'm feeling weight right here on my back glute. It's down here, and then I'm going to pop it up as I come up, and I'm going to get that ball to go higher. And you can see right there, without much effort, that ball had a big bounce when it hit and went off the court. So you can see now, if I'm not using my legs, if my legs are stiff and I'm trying to do that, it's much harder to make that happen. You can see that had a lot less pace on it. And I really couldn't do anything with that. So we're seeing just right now, those first two moves, the idea of the stance and then the way we use our legs to come down here and then up, how that's really going to start to develop that bounce and bite that you're after. Now we're going to get into the part that probably has the most misinformation and confusion to it, which is the swing path and pronation. First of all, pronation is literally just coming from here. Let's say this is my rack, it's on edge, coming here and doing this. That's pronation, and it's very important in how you do it, because you just don't come here and do that. That's not going to put kick on the ball. If I just come here and then go there, that's not really doing anything to the ball, especially with spin. So you have to do a little bit more than that. But that's essentially all pronation is, and so that's why it's important they do have that continental grip, so you're able to come on edge and then pronate. But we're going to pronate a very specific way. So this is where you can really start to become confused, because if you don't understand the different ways that your swing path goes, the way that your racket is moving towards the ball and then follows through, that's where you're going to really get confused on how to make the ball kick and have spin on it. If you're just thinking about pronation, there's no telling what's going to happen to the ball, because again, pronation is coming from here to here. So you have to really start to master the swing path. So if we take a look at the difference between a flat serve, which I'm going to show you, and a kick serve, you're going to see that they have much different swing paths. I'm also going to take out my trusty Serve Master to show you the difference here. So if I am kicking the ball, I'm coming here and then I'm pushing out this way and then following through. I almost have a little bit of a backwards follow through, and then I can hook around. If you look at this, I'm going to show you right now some great servers. If you take a look at Stefan Edberg and Sam Soser and Pat Rafter, you can see that the way their racket is breaking out across the baseline and then coming through. If you're hitting flat, you're still pronating, but you're coming more out this way. So if I'm hitting a flat serve, I'm coming here and pushing through the tennis ball, and the ball is going flat and through. Now you can see I hit that ball pretty hard for just staying still, but if I'm going to hit a kick serve, my serve is going to be breaking across the baseline. And you can see, oh my gosh, that ball had a huge bounce on it. Okay, so there are 4 keys that's going to help us perfectly execute the swing path and pronation. So when you hit the ball, you're successfully adding the spin, which is going to add that bounce and bite to your serve. The first one is the load, the way you're loading. You want to come back here, you want to load. I think you also want to take and tilt your hips and everything back. Because what I feel is that I'm pushing everything back and then I'm pushing everything out across the baseline. So it's, I'm like leaning back like this, kind of like a limbo, and then I am pushing the other way as I push up. So here, so that load is important, so that I can go up and out across the baseline that way. That's one thing that I visually think about when I go to hit that kick serve, which gets that ball to go the direction I want it to go. The next thing that we're going to look at is the toss, okay? The toss, you don't want it out in front and to the side. There's a specific, what I like to call, window of opportunity. And if the ball is not in the window of opportunity, do not hit the kick serve, okay? So if I'm pushing the ball out in front, that's going to kind of just make it easier for me to hit and go through the ball, which is hitting a flat ball. If I am then taking it and I'm going so far over my head, because I know a lot of people know, I've heard that you're supposed to put the ball over your head. If it's so far over your head to where you have trouble physically meeting the ball, even if you hit it, you're not going to have anything on the ball, even though that one actually kicked pretty nice, but it's hard to control that. So what you want to do is put the ball over your ball cap, and if it's or your head, right over the crown top of your head, you want to pretend that there's a laser going out there and that you're trying to hit that ball. Now there is a window of opportunity that you can hit those serves in, so not everyone has to be absolutely right there, but that's kind of like your goal. That's your bullseye target, is over the crown of your head. That's going to enable you to kick the serve, okay? You want to go over the crown of your head, and then that's going to enable you to kick the serve. Now the next thing is the swing path, okay? So this is super important as we're going. This is the most important part. This is where just merely the idea of pronating is not good enough. And so I want to do is I want to show you Lisa Dotson's serve master right here, and you can see I've got it set up here as a lefty, so it's showing that grip. So I basically grab it like that. That lets me know that I have the right grip. And then what I want to practice is not coming out and through. As you can see right here, I'm more swinging forward. This is more of a, I'm going to come here and hit more of a flatter serve. And you see how it's coming through. What I want to do is practice making that swing path more like a rainbow, more like an arcing rainbow, and going like that and then through. I'm coming here, pushing out and around. That's giving me the kick and the scraping of the ball. So you see the difference in how they're swinging and reaching through. Here's a kick, and here is a flat. So as you can see right here, I'm coming through. That's going to be more of a flat type motion through, as opposed to working myself more across the baseline. More across the baseline and through. Okay, so what I want to do to end this video is show you my 3X kick serve drill. Now what this is going to do for you is enable you to go to the court and actually leave the practice session excited that you see real progress happening, rather than being frustrated by watching another video and then walking off the court and going, oh man, that didn't work either. This is going to work for you, I promise, if you follow the exact steps. Do not skip a step. First of all, I want you to be inside of the service box, and I want you to be on the side where you can kick the ball into the fence. So me as a lefty, I'm serving into the deuce side. You as a righty, you should be serving on the ad side. That's another thing that I see people make a big mistake on, is they're trying to hit kick serves, and many righties will practice their kick serve on the deuce side, which is really, really hard to kind of see your progress. I want the progress to be very eye-opening, obvious to you. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to choke up on the racket. We're going to choke up on the racket, and why I call this the 3X kick serve drill is we're going to do 2 shadow strokes to where we are coming behind our head, and we're literally making contact with our head, and we're brushing up. We're brushing up, and then we're finishing here. We're finishing at the very top. So watch this. I'm coming here, I'm coming up the back of my head, and I'm finishing there. Coming here and just finishing there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and feel that same motion. So as I'm feeling my head come here, as I'm doing this in my head, I'm feeling what it feels like to kick the ball. I want to imagine that my head is actually the tennis ball. This is quite a tip for you, because now I want you to imagine, feel that your head is the tennis ball. Think about it, your head is exactly giving you the feel of how you want to hit a tennis ball. You want to be coming from the inside part of the ball, the bottom of it, and going up. So your head now becomes the bottom, inside part of the ball, and you're scraping up. So that's what you're going to feel. And so you're going to do this. You're going to do this twice. 1, 2, and then the third one, you're going to come off the head a little bit. So the third one, I'm coming off the head, and then I'm going 3. And we're not trying to even get the ball to go in. We're just trying to get that ball to actually get some height on it. So the higher you can have it and then it kicks, the better it is. Notice also my stance. We've got the stance that we've talked about in the beginning. So I'm coming here, 1, 2, and then 3, and you can see that ball break off. Let's even try and hit it higher. See, the more I notice that ball went higher, we're using all the elements that we talked about in the serve lesson without jumping. Is I'm going to load my legs too. So go 1, load the legs 2, and now the last one, load the legs 3. And notice how that ball went very high, right? We wanted to get very high and then bouncing up. Look how high that bounced up to the thing. You can see I'm not really trying to hit the ball in the box. That's not what this is about. It's about seeing that ball go high and then bounce and go high. That's what makes the serve. That's the biggest weapon on the kick serve, is the height. The height that you can get it to go over the net makes that kick serve a weapon, not how fast it's going over the net. Okay guys, so if you really like this video and found value out of it, I want a couple little favors from you, and I'm going to give you one big favor to end the the video that I'm going to do for you. So here's some little favors you can do for me. First of all, if you like this video, give it a like. Like this video. That helps me reach more obsessed tennis players just like you get better and improve. YouTube likes when they see that their videos are liked, so they'll show it to more people. Also, comment and let me know what your biggest takeaway is from this video. And even more importantly, what I want to do is really inspire tennis players all over the world. So if you go out and you do this drill and you find that, oh my gosh, this has actually worked. I went out there and for the first time I saw that ball hit the court and bounce off. I got bounce and bite now because of this video. I want you to come back after you go practice and come back to this video and comment and let others know that it actually worked. That's going to inspire more people to go out and actually do the work. Okay? And don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any more of my videos for you guys. Okay, so we all know the serve is the most important shot in the game. And if you're going to play a match, you'd much rather have a good serve going in the match versus a bad serve. That's a big advantage when you got a good serve and you're playing a match. And I know that so many people all over the world would really love to improve their serve this year. So that's how I came up with a 7-day serve challenge. So here's how it works. Like I said, it's $1 to start. Just $1 to start, and that first $1 is gonna go back to you and all the prizes. So the more we get entered, the more people you tell and share this with, it's gonna be better for you. Then it's an opportunity to transform your serve this year, and we're going to be covering all the bases. The first thing we're going to do is day one, we're going to do the perfect serve practice. The reason why I'm doing this is through teaching so many years, I find that so many people will go out there and practice the wrong way, and you're digging your own tennis grave. You want to make sure that you're practicing really good stuff like the pros do, so you're building awesome fundamentals. Day two, we're going to have you do easy tosses. You know, you toss that ball up, you think it'd be so easy, but we all know it's not. So I've got a 10-minute routine that's gonna help you toss the perfect toss. So it's just sitting there like a piñata, except for you're not blindfolded. So it's gonna be really easy to hit. On day three, what we're gonna do is I'm going to teach you how to eliminate the #1 bad serve habit. When I do clinics, everybody wants to learn how to hit a slice serve or a kick serve. And about 90% of the people that show up to the clinic, because if you're under a 4 or 5 level, that basically means like who are the 4 or 5 players if you're from another country. 4 or 5 players are like your rock stars at the tennis club. Everybody wants to play like them. So 4 or 5 and above, advance. If you're under that level, there's an 89% chance that you have this #1 bad serve habit, and I'm going to teach you how to eliminate it, so later in the week I can show you how to hit that slice and that kick serve that you want to hit. So that's what we're gonna do. The next day, day 4, you're gonna learn pronation like the pros. Pronation can be so confusing, or even people who know what pronation is really don't do it the right way, to where you're coming up on edge to the very last second and then you're popping that thing with a lot of racket head speed in a short window of time. That's what you have to learn how to do. I'm gonna teach you how to do it. Day 5, powerhouse serving. So if you wanna learn how to hit triple digits and beyond, well, you're probably not going to go beyond triple digits, but if you want to learn how to add 10 to 15 miles an hour to your serve, this is what you want to look at, because I'm going to be unlocking power sources throughout your kinetic chain that all you got to do is find the one that works for you, and instantly you've unlocked more power in your body. Day 6, I'm going to teach you the serve the curve. That's the slice serve. That's the serve that you can really dominate a match, really get your opponents off the court. True story, I played out here not too long ago with another teaching pro against some of his teammates. And after the match, I shook their hands, I left. They were super nice guys. And then Chris gave me a call and he said, hey, they really like that slice serve you have. Expect a call. They want you to play on the team. And so you can really dominate a match with a slice serve. Day 7 is we're gonna teach you the sick kick, the ball that has that bounce and bite and jumps up at your opponent off the court, gets above their shoulders so you can get some easy putaways. So that's gonna be your 7-day challenge. It sounds really awesome because it is really awesome. It's $1 to start. If you love it, I'm gonna give you an opportunity to own it for life, and we'll talk about that later. But right now, just sign up, and remember, your $1, it goes towards the pot. So the more people we invite to do this with, so I also have a button below to where if you like, we'll track, so I can help give away some cash prizes to people who share this. Is that fair? All right, take care, and it's getting cold out here. I gotta run.